he's at the very outset of his career, and physically he's always looked the horse with the size to do well over fences. I think it was just the fact that he was so good over hurdles that meant he stayed over them for as long as he did. And Paul Townend, no doubt, really looking forward to partnering him here this afternoon. It is a tidy enough race, but Faugheen, even on what he did last season, for all that he's probably not quite the force he was, say, 3 seasons ago, you would imagine be too good for this lot with the clear round. Is third to Paisley Park in the Stayers Hurdle at the Cheltenham Festival. He obviously was the only one putting it up to Apple's Jade in the Christmas Hurdle at Leopardstown when he took that bone-crunching fall that everybody was so relieved to see him get up from. Was reported to have an atrial fibrillation when disappointing at Aintree when we saw him last. Hopefully that is a thing of the past, and it looks as though he's going to bounce off nice and handy here for this first outing in a new discipline. Dommage Courtois was a good hurdler last season. Henry de Bromhead with a strong team numerically here today. As I say, he's also got Walk Away down at the bottom, another one who won a point-to-point and landed a maiden hurdle at Thurles last season. Also ran very well behind Champ in the Grade 1 Novice Hurdle at Aintree at the Grand National Meeting. So plenty of horses in this who should be winning over fences in due course, but you would imagine, as I say, if even 80% of the old ability is intact with Faugheen, he'll be too good for them with a clear round. Let's see how he gets on then. Jerry Hannon taking over behind the mic this time.
White flag is raised, and they're off. And the Nasoil Beginner's Chase, an intriguing race to say the least, with Faugheen in the field, and he's out front, racing to the first fence. So rising, Faugheen over from Lord Schnitzel, and down at the back of the field is Trappist Monk and Berkery's Enigma. His rider, Ian McCarthy, was briefly in stirrup trouble as Faugheen is at the second, followed by Lord Schnitzel. Dommage Courtois on the outside. As they come across to the straight, priorities first here. Up is Sean Flanagan from his first fence fall, as Faugheen leads a length and a half. Dommage Courtois, white cap on the outside of Lord Schnitzel, followed to fence number 3 by Walk Away. Towards the far side is Glenlow in the start cap. The grey is Flawless Escape, and then comes Press Conference as they race between the 2 fences in the straight, and on now to number 4, taking them to the stands the first time in this 2.5 mile Nasoil Beginner's Chase. Faugheen is the leader at the 4th, pops it a couple of lengths in front of Lord Schnitzel, and then Dommage Courtois. Glenlow next with Walk Away, Flawless Escape, and Ante runs the rail in the Rishi's green cap. This horse, Katie Walsh's last winner, as they've a circuit to go, heading uphill to fence number 5. And it's Faugheen, a brilliant champion hurdle winner back in the day, leads Lord Schnitzel with Dommage Courtois, then Glenlow and Walk Away next with Flawless Escape and Ante. Midnight Stroll is followed away from that fence by Press Conference, and then Spades or Trumps and Chavy Artist, and around the outside is Cracking Smart. Then comes Bailey Gorse, with on the inside the Long Mile, Best Behaviour, and a bit of drift is Berkery's Enigma. Over the fence, the highest point of the track, and it's Faugheen and Paul Townend showing 2 in front, heading downhill, with Lord Schnitzel and Adam Short in second, and Dommage Courtois, Rachel Blackmore third on the outside. And after them in 4th is Glenlow and Mark Enright, and then Walk Away and Press Conference as they begin the descent to the next couple of fences at the foot of the track. And Faugheen bowls along a couple of lengths clear and sails over. Lord Schnitzel second, and then Glenlow on the inside of Dommage Courtois. And then comes Walk Away and Ante, Press Conference, the Grey Flawless Escape as they jump the first ditch. And Faugheen, a very bad mistake. What a recovery by Paul Townend, has surrendered the lead as Paul is doing his utmost to regain irons and back on an even keel after that scare at the first big test, that ditch. And Lord Schnitzel is now in the lead over the first of the fences on the far side, emerged with a 3-length advantage over Faugheen, Damage Portois, and then Walk Away, Glenlow, Ante, Flawless Escape, Midnight Stroll and Press Conference, and then Cracking Smart. As they jump the middle fence in the back straight, they're well inside the halfway stage, and it's Lord Schnitzel, and Best Behaviour has lost Barry Brown, and the long mile hampered by one of the loose horses. And there's Barry in the background up on his feet. Lord Schnitzel in front, being followed by Faugheen. And then comes Damage Portois with Walk Away. Midnight Stroll has made some ground right up on the outside. As they exit the back straight, they've 4 fences left to jump. And it's Lord Schnitzel joined by Midnight Stroll. A length off them in third is Faugheen. And then Damage Portois with Walk Away, and then Ante, Cracking Smart next. As they jump 4 fences from the finish, and it's Lord Schnitzel and Ante blundered that one. Heading now to 3 fences from the finish, Lord Schnitzel followed by Midnight Stroll, Dark Jacket on the outside of Faugheen. And then comes Walk Away with Cracking Smart improving from 3/4 of the way back. Press Conference is next. Faugheen pecked on landing, was rather careful as Lord Schnitzel leads to the home turn, with improving on the outside. Walk Away sharing the second on the turn in with Midnight Stroll, and Faugheen still very much with them, and then Cracking Smart in line for the final 2 fences. Lord Schnitzel from on the outside. Walk Away on the left is Faugheen, and then comes Midnight Stroll racing between the final 2 fences. Walk Away with coming back on the far side to challenge Faugheen down towards the final fence in the Nace Oil Beginner's Chase, and Faugheen's back in front. What a sight is over the lash and going away from Walk Away, and then comes Lord Schnitzel. Faugheen, one of racing's true blues, is off to a win over fences for Paul Townend and Willie Mullins. Second is Walk Away. Lord Schnitzel is third, and then Press Conference. Faugheen is the winner of the Nace Oil Beginners, and the crowd very much appreciative.
Well, it's great to see, isn't it? Always when a true champion, still 11 years young, this horse is multiple Grade 1 winner, over fences in this beginner's chase, back in the winner's enclosure. But it wasn't without a hitch. This at the ditch before they turned down the back. I didn't see officially what happened, Mark. Really, I think Paul wanted him to go, and he just took another step, and he's in far too tight. And he gets over it, but he loses all momentum, and also Paul Townend lost his iron. Yeah, but Paul Townend's done really well to maintain the partnership. There were sort of 2, weren't there? That was obviously the most serious, and then he makes another one. This also a ditch, I think. Yeah, this is his other error up the inside, and you're thinking here, where he just nods on landing, that is probably going to be the end of him. But I mean, it just speaks volume, doesn't it, about his ability. He might be 11, nearly rising 12, but to get back into the race, chasing debut, so late in his career, just shows what a remarkable horse he is. I thought there was a lot of promise from Walk Away, a horse he's a winning point-to-pointer for Henry de Bromhead. First time over fences today. This trip would have been on the sharp side for him, so I thought he's shaped with plenty of promise. The winning tweet so far, I think, is to Mr. Luck, who has said, to be fair, anything he did over hurdles was a bonus. I like that. But look, I think the paramount for him was get round safe, first of all, because he doesn't owe anyone anything, the old cliche, but he doesn't. But I mean, what's your initial reaction to the quality of that performance, John? Which side of the fence do you sit on how good that was, how promising it was to a career over fencing?
It was a nice enough performance, but I wouldn't be getting too carried away by it. A couple of novice errors. He was good at the last one when asked that, but I'm not quite sure going forward if he's going to be cutting the mustard as a 12-year-old at festivals next year over fences at the moment.
Well, he's enjoyed, or he seems to, this new sphere, and he's a winner over fences at Punchestown, one of the first stars on offer there. Well done to Faugheen, recovered from that terrible mistake